Prodovite. Nutrition that gets in.
You know, I've been down in the Charlotte area a few times, and I had the privilege of meeting Bridget my first time down there. And at that time, I don't think she had started taking any products, and she can certainly correct or improve or update that information when she starts talking. But she shines. That's all I can say. She really shines now. I don't even remember, quite frankly, the person that she was, other than it just seemed, when I spoke to her, that she was confronting a nearly insurmountable health issue. And the last time I saw her, she just radiated happiness. So with that, it is my privilege to introduce Bridget Sweeney from the Charlotte, North Carolina area. Bridget, are you with us?
I am, Bill. Thank you for introducing me.
It's my pleasure.
My story is I'm a 64-year-old woman who has been on medication and been ill all my life since I was 3 years old. I've had terrible allergies. I was intradermally tested for allergies all my life, and the only thing I was not allergic to was oak. And so I spent much of my life, allergy-wise, with toilet paper squares rolled up in little balls and stuck up each nostril, on Benadryl, Nasacort, every single possible medication I could get over the counter, and previous to everything prescription-wise going over the counter, I was taking all that too. I have also suffered from depression and anxiety all my life, and so when I met with Lauren and Ed and Barbara for lunch, they were telling me about this new product, and Ed said, what color are your eyes normally? I said, they're green. He said, well, they're kind of gray now. And Barbara, my dearest friend and roommate, said, and your face is kind of gray. And I was in pajamas and had a long-term disability from my job. I was off work for a year and a half, and I was so depressed I couldn't get out of bed, and I couldn't breathe through my nose. I was so anxious I was peeling the skin off of my fingertips, and I have now been on Prodovite 2 ounces each day, the Brain Reward 6 capsules a day, and 2 Thion for bed. And I have gone off of all of my allergy medication. Somebody told me once this was the worst allergy season they had experienced in Charlotte ever in their life, and I hadn't been taking anything for my allergies. I have also gone off of Cymbalta, Trazodone, Seroquel, Lamictal, and Effexor. I am not on any antidepressants at all anymore, and I have been potential suicide since I was 3 years old. I cannot speak highly enough of these products. I will be on them for the rest of my life, and I hope anybody who has a problem considers taking them.
Wow. That's almost impossible to follow.
I can't say enough.
That's such an amazing story. And when, one of the things that I want to address here is, we have individual products, but the synergy of combining them to, feed the body from the foundation up with Prodovite, and to feed the brain from the command control central down, and to augment Prodovite with the immune system, oxygenation, benefits of the Thion Extra, expanding the blood vessels, improving blood flow and immune function, antioxidant function. It just can't be overstated how important that combination is and has been to your health. And it would be my ardent desire that people would start realizing the synergy of nutrition, how it's really supposed to work. And we have a fantastic product in Prodovite. But unless somebody wants to be doing massive amounts of Prodovite every day, it would certainly be beneficial to add the Brain Reward and the Thione Extra to round out a full holistic approach to mind-body health that just seems to be unprecedented. And I have to tell you, from the first time I saw you, as I mentioned in my introduction, from the first time I saw you until the last time I saw you, and even today as we spoke, I'll use the two words vitality and vivacity radiate energy from you, and a joy that I didn't see the first time around. And if you wouldn't mind, I would really like you to just make a brief comment about the joy of living and how that changes.
There was no joy of living for most of my life. Every day was putting one foot in front of the other. I was addicted to Nebutol in my teens, and was going to high school and driving and having a social life, taking 10 sleeping pills every day, and taking other drugs. Never got into heroin, but everything else. And I don't do any recreational drugs. I've stopped drinking. I want to live purely, and I can for the first time without my body dragging me under. And every day I wake up and am so glad that I'm in the day. I'm so glad to get in the shower, get cleaned up, get my clothes on, get out, do things, interact with people, as opposed to being in my pajamas and staying inside and watching Bones reruns for the next 4 years.
Yeah, right.
That was pretty much my life.
I have to say that again, vitality, vivacity, within the framework of just an overall joy of living just radiates out from you. And I'm sure the people in your life have been benefit by the affection and generation of that kind of energy. And
they're pretty shocked.
Yeah. And again, for everybody on the phone, the products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any diseases. They are intended categorically to nourish every cell in the body, to improve its structure and its function, and restore the ability to use oxygen and water to make energy, manage energy, remove waste, and restore optimal health. And I would suggest that in Bridget's case, that was a stellar achievement. And I'm just thrilled and privileged to know that your life has been affected and that you have a desire to touch other people's lives.
Oh, I do. I would like to just get on a mountaintop and yell at the top of my lungs, get on this stuff, you'll feel better. Whatever's ailing you will be at least help. It will help your body heal itself. That's
right.
The thing. It will give you your optimum possibility to be your best self.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bridget. Please stay on the line. Hey, Steve, can I ask you to chime in? If you're not on mute. And if you are on mute, there you go.
Now we're okay, yep. So, Bridget, thank you for sharing. It's a great story, and Bill mentioned to me that your enthusiasm is quite effective, and it is, and I can see why. And you and I have not spoken, but I appreciate you coming on and sharing. And, of course, I want to say one thing is kind of the precautionary thing. You had mentioned that you are not using a number of different prescription medications that you had and on at some point in time. And, of course, we always tell people that we never tell people what to take or not take in terms of prescriptions. That's between them and their doctor.
And I did go through my doctor, and I titrated down very slowly.
I'm so glad you brought that up because people ask that all the time, and of course we can't give medical advice, but good doctors are more than happy to say, oh my gosh, you're doing better. Yeah, let's cut you down off of this stuff and work with you. But the other question I have, because we hear stories all the time, but you've been on the 3 products, I think, for about 2.5, 3 months.
Yes.
Give or take. Can you just briefly talk about, as everybody's different, you didn't feel better overnight. Did you slowly get better? Did you have some periods in the last 3 months where you thought, well, now I feel a little worse today, and maybe this is kind of part of the healing? Or, how did this progress over the last 3 months for you?
The only thing that I still feel to this day is I'm past menopause, but I'm still having hot flashes. But if that's the worst thing that's happening to me, I can tolerate that. Other than that, I haven't had a day when I felt like I took a step backwards. I felt like I progressed forward from the first day I started the Prodovite. I didn't add the brain reward until about 3 weeks into the Prodovite, and I just added the Scion about 3 weeks ago. But I do know other people who have other problems, physiological problems, who have taken the Prodovite and felt worse immediately, and I think that has to do with purging yourself of all the toxins. I'm also doing a body flush, and that seems to be working too. But it's the 3 main products that I'm absolutely reliant on, and have brought me forward an inch at a time every day forward.
Yeah, Steve. Let me also interject and say, Bridget, you're really taking on or implementing a healthier lifestyle as well. You're eating healthier. From I believe our discussion, you mentioned that you were eating somewhat healthier, and
yes,
you want to just touch on that just for a brief moment, because Steve and I talk about that a lot, that you'll get better benefits if you have a healthier lifestyle as well.
Absolutely. Everything you do for your body that makes it work at its optimum level is going to benefit you.
Right.
So, and my only other comment, too, and you're right, Bill, it's always good to bring that up because a holistic lifestyle with diet, exercise, prayer, meditation, whatever you want to call it, deep breathing.
Getting out of bad relationships, which I also did.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that you're doing so much better. What's also intriguing to me, after listening to your story more in detail, when you said that you had some depression and things like that, but the allergies, most people would go, well, one has nothing to do with the other. Maybe you're a little depressed because you're not feeling well, but nobody would generally tie those things together, and yet that's all we ever talk about is you don't really know, and how the body is so interrelated that one thing affects another. So obviously the Prodovite helped you mentally with brain chemistry and the allergies, and the brain reward and the thione helped you not only with mental, but with your body's ability to protect itself and clean out the cells. So, I applaud you for what you're doing, and it's a great example, and I really appreciate you getting on tonight, because there's absolutely no doubt this is just more proof of what's happening when people actually give their bodies a chance to fix themselves.
And the other thing I'd love Bridget to just mention, she had been taking sleeping pills, and I just wanted to know how her sleep patterns had changed.
Oh, my sleep is incredible. I used to have what I thought was my body clock. Surprise, was going to sleep at 5 o'clock in the morning and getting up at 2:30 in the afternoon. And now I go to sleep about 10:30, 11, and get up at 8.
Both Steve and I have had so many people over the years, and even recently I was talking to another young lady, and the thing that comes out of their mouth is that I listen to my body.
Yes.
And my comment is, if your body's sick, don't listen.
Yeah.
You have to do what you know is going to be important in helping to improve your body's signaling, to correct your patterns, your circadian rhythms, your internal clock, and your health system. Then you can start listening to your body. But before then, it's giving you bad information.
Yes, it's lying to you.
You're right. So anyway, that's it for me, guys. Steve, you have anything else?
No. It's a great product review, great personal story, and I just, of course, wish you continued good health and improvement, and glad that you just sound like you'd be a lot of fun to be around, and life is good.
I feel like $1 million, and I can't thank you all enough. Thank you.
Thank you. I got to tell you, when you're sitting in the room, there's a light that comes off of you. It's just amazing. I'm so grateful to have the privilege of knowing you, and I just really appreciate your contribution to our mission. So thank you so much, Bridget.
Thank you, Bill.